Good afternoon, my name's Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. Welcome to the Rustic Log Cabin. Well, it's July 10th. And I was sitting here thinking about firearms and rifles, and this is the time of year when we start to lean towards deer season, at least in my household. I get thinking about the different things that I need to get done and chores and stuff at the cabin. This year I got a couple extras to take care of. But I got thinking about rifles. I don't want to get on there on that hobby horse too far there. But I got thinking about rifles and pistols and off season. So I got a question for you. There's not too many days that you catch me without a firearm. So I got wondering, what are you carrying during the off season? And it's not just for pistols. You know, any trip up here to the cabin, I about always got a shotgun or some kind of a rifle, but I also have pistols. Maybe it's always a 44 Magnum, always got that. But I might bring along something different. So my question here in this video is, what are you packing when it's not deer season? Are you carrying any handguns or rifles at all? Or do you just put them away? Put them away the last day of deer season and then haul them out, a month ahead of time or whatever, and start getting everything ready for deer season? Or do you have one that's on you all the time? That's my question to this video today. Now, what are you packing? So I realize that this usually will bring out some pretty long comments. So hey, if I don't answer all the comments, it's because I got too many, and it takes me a little bit of time. I do get to them. It might take me a couple of weeks to read through all the comments and answer them, but I do eventually get to the bottom of the pile. So have fun with this. Open up your comments and tell me why. Tell me what you're carrying and why you're carrying it. Do you just carry it because you're just plain fun, like carrying guns? That's kind of my deal. I've always got a firearm with me in case I need it. That's just it in a nutshell. And it doesn't need to be for self-protection. There's other times when things come up that I need one. Just what it is. It might be just down to the plain fact that I might just want to touch off a few rounds. Might find myself in a spot where I can shoot a few rounds. Here at the cabin, I like to pick off the squirrels. Squirrel population is down right now, but there wasn't too many years ago. We had so many squirrels around this cabin that I literally had to declare war on them because they were absolutely everywhere. We ended up that summer, we shot 88 squirrels off the front of this porch. 88. Crossing the yard, climbing the trees, climbing the buildings. 88. I brought up a case of 12 gauge shotgun shells. There was four boxes to the case. There was 100 rounds in there. And anybody that was sitting out at that table with me out front, it was understood that I expect you to shoot a squirrel. Because they were red squirrels, they were a nuisance. They were just, I don't know why there was such a bumper crop of red squirrels that year, but it was a bumper crop. Also that same year, I forget what the name of that little animal is. Oh, I forget. I'm losing track of things. It's not a weasel. Don't matter. It's in the weasel family. I want to say emu, but I know it's not. Anyways, he was living out in my wood box out beside the woodshed, and he was in pretty good food that summer. I didn't realize it at the time until we got into the fall. But I was shooting squirrels all the way around this cabin. And later on that fall, it was time to organize it's a big kindling box is what it is. So that's on the side of my woodshed. And it was time to organize that and get it ready for winter and get it filled up and all that. And so I opened the lid. It's a big top opens up. I opened the lid, and there was piles of red squirrel bones. And that little fella had been dragging them things back to his home, eating them, and then leaving the carcass right there. But there wasn't a bit of meat left on anything. But if there wasn't a dozen red squirrel bones in that little wood box, there wasn't one. So that was pretty crazy. He must have went out that year and said, I don't know what's going on, but there's free food everywhere. Free food, free food. So he got squirrels and more squirrels and more squirrels that year. But we were trying for 100. But then fall came in, and then we just didn't. After that, I slowed down back then around deer season. I don't want a whole lot of shooting going on around here because of, and bear season too at that point. But now I got so many trees down, I still got trails I got to get opened up. All my trails got, when we lost all them trees 4 years ago, they plugged all of my trails up. So I'm still working on that, one day at a time, one day at a time. So anyways, that's one of the reasons I carry different guns, 22s, 12 gauge. I always got a pistol. Oh, it could range anywhere from a 9mm on up to the 44. Just a good place to bring a pistol and shoot it a few times. But 85 degrees today at the cabin, but it's still a good day for a cup of coffee. So you guys, let me know what you're packing. You can even let me know how you're packing it. I do get a little more lax this time of year. They're not my hunting rifles as far as my deer rifle. My deer rifle, I always got that in a big cushiony case so that it doesn't get banged, dropped, or bumped. But the little 22 bolt actions, well, they get a little bit more rough use, so I'm not quite as picky with those as I am them. Same thing with the 44 Magnum. That thing has bounced around on every trip I've been on for the last 25 years. So I'm a little less picky with that as I am other pistols. I still carry them around in nice boxes, keep them good. Anything that's a working gun around here gets used like a working gun. So whether it's a pistol or whether it's a rifle. Have fun with this one, and I will see you next week.